Many have asked, how has this journey that I was on a few years back changed me and changed my life and changed my perspective on everything? And it's happening from here on forward. I would tell you, it was just a life-altering situation. To discover that you had stage 4 cancer, he was only given a 1% chance of survival. Well, in my case, less than that, with all other ailments. But it just caused me to lock in and dig into what I had, dig into what my parents raised me, how my parents raised me, and what they raised me to be, and just to find that inner peace and that inner strength and believe in God. Also, it just reinforced my core beliefs that I speak to people about, that I speak to audiences about, which is faith, mindset, and discipline. Those are just the 3 principles that I believe in. That's what I think developed and engulfed in me to fight the fight of my life. And with that, when you have those things, I just try to share that and reiterate that to people that cancer is not a death sentence. Again, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, metastasized to my liver, bile duct. It's called cholangiocarcinoma, which is bile duct cancer. By the time they discovered that I had it, it was stage 4 already, metastasized to my liver with 3 additional tumors in my body. I had no clue. It just so happened that I had a dull pain and went to the doctor to get it checked out, and he suggested that I have a ultrasound, and then after that, an MRI, and that's how it was discovered. Cancer is not a death sentence. You can fight, you can beat it, you can survive, and not only survive, you can thrive as well. And you gotta just have the belief, and the what's the word I want to use? The endurance. Just to fight, man. You got, like I said, my hunger to live exceeds my will to die. For the people that's out there and they discover that they have this deadly disease, just realize this. People ask, how do I feel and what advice I would give somebody that has this disease. First of all, I would tell them that it's inevitable that you have a relationship with God. First of all, that's where it starts. That's where it started for me. I can't speak for everybody else, but just me. My relationship with God, that was it. That was first and foremost. I went to God when I discovered it, and I asked him for discernment and to point me in the right direction and to surround me with the people that I needed to help me defeat it. And he did that. And secondly, like I said, your mindset has to be stronger than anything. Your mindset, you always have to have a positive mindset. That helps. And I just had the determination that no matter what, I was going to defeat it. No matter how it came, even if I didn't, I know I was going. It was a possibility that I wasn't going to stop. So if I was going to go, I was going to go swing it. And then the discipline factor. That's the last thing. I'll speak on that real quick. The discipline factor is that the discipline takes you when everybody's motivated and they're ready to do things. But what happens when that runs out? That's where the discipline takes over. You have to do things that you don't want to do, even when you don't want to do it. You have to do it. So, and that's the thing that takes you over. It makes you great. It makes you overcome any obstacle that's put in your way. So that's the 3 main things that I, focused on and I developed when I discovered that I had this disease. Faith is the act of believing in things that are unseen as if they already happened or that they will happen. And that, I go into the faith thing. That's the first thing that you must have in fighting this journey. Faith is, you have to have that. You have to believe in God. You have to believe in something other than what you know. It's not the things that you know that's going to get you through. It's with the things that's going to be the unknown. You have to tap into things that you never thought that you would. You have to get closer with God. You have to just solidify your relationship with him and just believe. And you have to believe like you've never believed before. Faith is everything. Faith is the basis of everything. That's the structure of everything. That's everything that you're going to need on the journey, because without it, it's over with. And faith is believing in things seen that's unseen and believing in them like it's already seen and it already has happened. And that starts with God. So you have to have faith. That's the main foundation, the building block to your foundation of this whole cancer journey. If you're going to fight and choose to deal with something that you never even dealt with before. And it's a monster unlike any other. It's the toughest thing you'll have to do and you have to deal with in your life. But with faith, and with strong faith, and like what God says, all you have to do is have faith the size of a mustard seed. You already have the victory. Mindset. first off, the mindset, that's the next thing. Your mindset, okay, you have your faith, and now mindset, all right, you go into war. And that's preparing to go to war. And that's just like with anything. That's like with training. It's like with, when you know you're going to tackle a problem, and you know how it is. And from my experience playing football, I know I had to study the opponent. And, I know I had to look for his weaknesses and look for his strengths and attack it with such. And I had to make sure that my will was strong enough to defeat his will. So my mindset was that this is not going to defeat me. It's just like any other opponent, and I'm going to be victorious, and I'm going to dominate this opponent. Not only will I win, I will do it in fashions to where nobody has ever seen it before, and has done it as like the way I have. So I just thought that my mindset was just superior to the disease. Discipline is discipline, I'll give you a quick definition. Discipline is doing something that you don't want to do, that you have to do when you don't want to do it, so to speak, right? Discipline is the thing that takes you from being good to great. Discipline is something that keeps you on your journey when you're navigating this disease, and it helps you to stay on the straight and narrow, so to speak. Without discipline, this disease will eat you alive. And what happens the reason why you need discipline is because everybody gets a good song, everybody gets a good tune, and they're motivated, right? And discipline, what happens when the motivation runs out, right? That's where discipline kicks in at, because everybody wants, you can do it when you want to do it. It's when you don't want to do it. That's what makes the difference. So your discipline has to be stronger than whatever, over everything else. So discipline, like I tell people all the time, discipline has taken me places where motivation couldn't. So if you believe in yourself and you stay disciplined, you're looking at the results of what a survivor is, not only a survivor, what a thriver is. So, like I say, I'm totally restored and, just ready to tackle the world now. I also get asked this question a lot as well. Would I have done anything different along the journey? Absolutely nothing. I would have done absolutely anything differently. It's just that, no, I can't see it. If it would happen, in my situation, if it would have happened any differently, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you right now. So everything that happened and everything that I had to go through and that I went through was ordained by God, and it was ordered. Everything was ordered every step of the way by God. So it had to happen perfectly, because they didn't know if my liver would have shrank, if the 11 centimeter, 10 centimeter tumor would have shrunk from my liver, so they could even operate on it. It was a long shot, the chemo, all of that, everything had to happen perfectly, and it did by the grace of God. So New Life was established in 2021 when it was discovered, and I had, stage 4 cancer. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even think, we would even have it. But after a discussion with my brother, when I told him the diagnosis and everything, he just told me, he said, "Hey man, welcome to your new life." And I didn't understand what it mean. He said, well, it's a new normal, because he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer as well. So he went through the process, and he was telling me about it, and he walked me through it. God bless him. He passed away since then. He transitioned from Brother Rick. And he said that it'll be a new normal for you. Life will be different. It'll never be the same as you know it. However, I took that and I took it a step further, and after my battle, going through my battle, not only will I be what I was, I will be better than that. So I just it's about rising from the ashes, just like the shirt says, soar into your new life. It's about defeating any obstacles that's put in front of you, and that you can come back stronger and better than what you ever were. So not only New Life is it's not a company, it's not a, it's a movement.
Let me explain something. When you think about what is New Life is here to assist you in any way possible when it comes down to you navigating your journey, that cancer journey, okay? Don't think that it's not possible for you to survive, because it is possible. This is living proof. Stage 4, cholangiocarcinoma, and still here. Don't ever think that you can't make it, because you can. It's in your mindset, it's in your discipline, and it is most importantly in your faith. Welcome to new life. For life.